What's up, guys? This is Machine Games Texas here at SGC 2014, and I'm here with RedBeard and the original PSP. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
And they've got a panel tonight. I'm going to be attending. Tell us a little bit about what to expect at this panel.
Well, the panel is essentially about indie games, and we figured it was a really great place and a really good platform to talk about that. Obviously, SGC's ScrewAttack.com is really big with indie developers. We have the indie room here, so we're really talking a lot about the influence indie games has on gaming culture, and then of course like how AAA games like influence indie games, and how indie games more importantly influence AAA titles, because that's something that I seem to notice a lot. Is there's so much innovation in indie games because of the limited budget that AAA titles almost kind of like try to mimic that. And of course, there's a lot of cool 8-bit and a lot of throwback to the games that we all grew up on. So we decided to have a panel about it.
Yeah, well, there's also, they can kind of like they used to do when they first started making games. Indie games also have more of an ability to adjust as they go. So, a AAA title would pretty much, we're going to design this game. And it's like they can't really switch midstream. They can't really decide, okay, well, let's try this or change that, because 100 people's, jobs are going to have to change. The indie thing, like, oh, well, maybe we add this, and maybe that'll make a new dimension, a new thing in the game. Maybe tweak that, and they can tweak the game, and they can make a game that's really innovative and can hook you just right off the bat. Feel good in your hands.
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it sounds like with smaller companies that they can really react to feedback, really react to something they get an idea. Like you're saying, big business takes a lot longer to react to what you can at all.
I think that's really important. You have the indie games community has such a diehard fan base, and they're a lot more connected to their fan base, I think, than big developers. But you have things like look at Microsoft this past E3. They just announced that they're going to have like a feedback website specifically dedicated to getting people's feedback on what they can do to and that's kind of like influenced by indie games and having a tighter knit community. But that's kind of a problem that you get with anything in entertainment business. Is when you get too big, you start getting further and further away about the people that matter, and you kind of can't hear them. And indie games really brings that back to its core, which I think is huge.
Yeah, because you've got to listen to your audience. They're the consumers, and especially more so. It's important with anything, with entertainment, like you said, TV, music, any of that sort of thing. But with video games, video gamers, I think, are more passionate. Video gamers spend more money. There's a reason why the industry now makes more than that, and especially if they're putting out games that are going to be $60 a pop new, they've got to listen to that consumer base that's buying them. And indie games are able to do that, especially a lot of the indie developers. If they don't listen to their audience and give them what they want, they're not going to be able to pay their mortgage or their rent. They've got to do that. It's survival. And with that, they have that connection with their audience. They're not that far removed from being part of that audience.
Are you going to bring up specific indie games? Any examples?
Generally, we're going to speak in specifics. We actually are going to be joined with two other guests, the two Chris's. And what's great is the two other Chris's. There are three Chris's on our panel tonight. And what's cool is the other Chris's are actually indie developers. Because Scott and I are really kind of voices in the video game industry. But these guys make it, and just kind of going over what we're going to go over on the panel was extremely eye-opening and extremely humbling. Because these guys know way more than we do about the ins and outs of making these indie games.
Yeah, one of them, Chris Bryan, actually, he debuted. It's the first public debut of Super Rad Ray Gun. This is his game. He debuted it today right here at SGC, so I'm sure that'll come up a few times.
It's his game.
It's his game.
If I was on a panel and I was releasing a game, I'm going to plug my YouTube channel. RedBeardTV.com.
RedBeard TV. Yeah, original PSP.
That's right.
Exactly. Game section right here on the side.
That's why we got
shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless RedBeard Captain on Twitter. I'll do that all day long.
Thanks, guys, so much. Can't wait for the panel tonight.
Hey,
really
thank you.
Appreciate y'all's time.
Absolutely, man.
All the time at SGC.
Absolutely, man.
2014. Machine Games Texas. Peace out, guys. You guys some tall guys. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit.
I know. Yeah, we are. It's funny hanging out with Scott.
I should come in even shorter and be like, guys, what's up, man? You're like 7 feet tall.